Right, welcome everyone to the Q&A for Operation Barbarossa. Now, we already sat and did a Q&A in TeamSpeak, so this is the catch-up for those who couldn't make it.
Yes, for you lazy fuckers who couldn't bother turning up. This is what this is for.
Anyway, I'm Graham,
I'm Public Function.
and that's pretty
My
much
own
it.
name. My own is Chris. But, nobody calls me that apart from him.
That's a sex thing.
Dominatrix. We're going to talk about where we're going. Reach is going to head out to the Baltic state of Taviana. Okay, these are a set of islands. It's roughly 25 square kilometers. It's mostly made of grassland, woodland, and some mountains. A couple of volcanoes, but you'll never probably see them. It consists of three major land masses, which is Peron, Vilas, and Lisagora. Tavinia has a capital. It's called Sabina. But there are four other major townships in the area on these islands called Branibor, Lipistok, Yaroslav, and Alexander. You will at some point during the operation be visiting all of them.
Hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed, if Guardian does its job.
If we don't fuck up.
So as the storyline comes in, we have already deployed to an island, the largest satellite island that's on these set of islands, and that's been designated Sector B. This is going to be the main area for the FOB, the main area for the operation, and it's the main reinforcement point. All deployments are going to get scheduled from here. All respawns, basically, whenever you come into the game, for whatever reason, you will be at Sector B. I can't think of anything else that we need to say about that. That is pretty much all we need to say about the map, to be honest, because the rest of it will just be full of spoilers, so there we go. So we're going to move on to the next part.
Right. The way we're going to run the operation, because of how long it's going to last, hard coding the map with millions of AI is just not feasible. It's not doable. So what we're going to do is we're going to Zeus it. Now, BI's given us Zeus. We're actually going to utilise the fucking thing for once. Cut that. We're going to utilise Zeus because we have the ability to. There's going to be 3 Zeus controllers throughout the entire night, and we may have a couple of people drop in and out, but we'll just stick to the 3 main ones that we know are definitely on. You're going to have myself, you're going to have Chris, and you're going to have Liam. Now we don't know Liam's real name. If it is Liam or not, we'll cut that bit anyway, but fuck it.
Hi Liam, love you.
Yeah.
Hope you're sober.
Our job on the Zeus controlling is to keep the flow going throughout the entire night so that we don't have to repeat sections of the island. The story keeps progressing the way we plan it to. Storyline wise we can't go into because that's
No, I mean, as I said,
That's a no-no.
yeah, we said at the start, the story for the reason why we're going is on the forums. It's been tweeted by Graham to the Reach Twit accounts. So if you guys don't know, that's where it is. Yeah, so go read it. Go read it, man.
I mean, goddamn. Follow me on Twitter. Like and subscribe.
Hashtag Graham Edwardson 45214437622111. It's something accurate like that, isn't it?
I don't
Isn't
even
it?
know the fucking numbers on Twitter.
Yeah, deployments.
Yeah.
Go on. Deployments. Talk about deployments, man.
You're going in as a paratrooper force, guys. Jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. And
Simulated paradrop.
Pubs had a gust of wind. That's one thing we need to test.
Oh yeah!
We need to turn the wind on and see what the fuck happens.
Turn the wind on, uber fuel. So basically, yeah, the deployment's some static line parachutes, a mod that's going to get put in the launcher. It's tiny, don't worry about it. But it does mean that unlike the stable parachutes, when you drop straight down. So where you get deployed is where you land. We hope.
Patent pending.
Pending. We haven't, as Graham just said, we haven't tested it with the wind system, but we actually don't think the static line is going to be affected by it, but we need to confirm that. But that's how you're going in.
Yeah. So we'll be using a C-130, the one that is in the Robert Hammer pack that we already used, so that's not even an extra download. The static line isn't meant to work with it, but I got bored and made it work with it.
Hashtag win.
So you guys don't need to worry about that. That'll all be there. It is literally just a scroll wheel option and off you fuck. Now, because you're going in as paratroopers, the reason we chose paratroopers is you will be on foot for the majority of the operation. You won't have any air, you won't have any armour, and if you do have any wheels at any point, you know, you're not going to keep them for long. The reason for this is it lets us dedicate time to... It lets us time our mission making as we go, because we'll be spawning as we go. If you guys have vehicles, you can get from A to B relatively quickly. We need to have a little bit of a buffer between you getting from A to B to C to D.
Yeah.
So it slows you guys down. It means that we can make the map last for as long as we can make the map last. If we go overboard and we've saved so much time, but we've only got 3 hours to go and we've still got 5 hours of mission, we'll give you fucking tanks if we need to get you there. But for the main bulk part of the operation, you're going to be walking on your Tootsie Rolls.
Basically, you're gonna be using Shanks's pony, so get used to it, boys. Respawns. Okay, if or when, and because there's a chance that you may die, and anybody may die.
Or appear randomly because you turned up late.
Yeah, or people who are dropping in and out. So they said you're going to spawn at Sector B. If you die, you respawn at Sector B. The deployments of troops after the initial deployment is going to be roughly on the half hour. It's going to be roughly on the half hour. But that isn't going to be written in stone. Because if a section wipes, we're not going to leave you guys sitting for half an hour at Sector B waiting to get deployed, because that would just be wrong. It'll ruin the night, it'll ruin the atmos, it'll ruin everything. So if that kind of thing happens, you will get an immediate deployment. So far we have confirmed that we should have a medic for 24 hours. We should have a dedicated medic for 24 hours. So we're not releasing names yet of who's got what, because the slots haven't been put in, because we haven't actually done that part of the mission to dedicate the slots of who's going where. But we have had a volunteer for medicing for 24 hours, which is fantastic because we need it. That being the case, you shouldn't die. If he's on the ball, you shouldn't die. But if you do, respawning back at Sector B, and then you'll be deployed. If there's only 1, 2, 3 of you, you'll be deployed whenever you need to be deployed at that half hour point. People who drop in and drop out, when you drop in, you're probably better off trying to get in as close as you can to the top of the hour or the half of the hour, so you're not hanging around in Sector B too long. Give yourselves 5 minutes at least to get in, and probably another 5 minutes to get your loadout sorted out. Guardian's going to have complete control over what you are going to be doing, but because you're going to be out of range of radio at the time, kit out yourself as a rifleman, because you're going to need rifleman more than any other role, I think. So I would kit yourself out as a rifleman. If anything goes wrong when you're out in the op and you need anything else, then Guardian is going to be able to request resupplies for retasking. I believe we're going to be doing that. But we're going to talk about resupplies at some point later on. We'll talk about that later on in the video. Don't worry about it. So that's I think that's all we need to talk about with respawning. That pretty much covers the basics of it.
TLDR, if you die, you're either waiting for the next drop, or if there's a fuck for you to die, you get dropped as soon as we can.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Next part.
Gear limitations, the best part. No one likes to hear the word
limit.
Gear or limit or limitations.
So basically, you're going out with harsh language, alright? Green uniforms and harsh language, that's what you're getting given.
There will be a gear limitation in place. There will be a certain weapon type that we can use. At the moment we're thinking 5.56, that might change. We haven't fully settled on it. But the gear limitations can vary right up until like the day before the op, because it's 5 seconds to change your gun.
Yeah.
We're not too worried about what gun we're taking at the moment, but the reason we want to limit the gear, and there is a good reason behind it, because we are going to be dropping ammo in for you from a plane, waiting for an order from you guys for what you have and what you need, having someone then having to fish them out, put them in a box, put the box in the plane, fly the plane. Pain in the arse. We have a gear limitation. Liam will have the box ready, and then he'll just keep making boxes until he's got enough for the entire op and just drop them as and when.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to do it. Now there's we'll get. Well, I think requesting ammo and transfer reinforcements next bit anyway. So
It is, mate. That's what we're moving on to next. So carry on with that, man.
we'll
You
just
may as well carry on with that shit.
At the moment, we've got two possible ways of doing this. We've not narrowed down which one we're going to do because there's kind of a.
No, I think, to be honest, I honestly think we're probably going to have to use both methods at some point.
Yeah, because we're having a bit of an argument about it in the back end of this. It's not even me, it's Liam.
It is, yeah.
It's
But
all
I can't blame Liam. He's not here, so I'm blaming you.
Okay. Yeah, 90% of it's my fault.
It's a script, so it's going to be your fault.
What it is the first method is we have a scheduled drop. We'll always drop on the schedule with a box that's got a pre-planned amount. It's done and dusted. Could be half hour, could be hour and a half, could be an hour.
Yeah.
That will come down when we've narrowed it down. The second method is you guys call in for a request and we give you a time and a location. That's the only two ways we're thinking about it. You guys go, shit, we're running low on ammo. We give you a time and a location. You then have to survive until that time.
The other thing, because of the gear limitation, that means that you can't physically say, we want X, Y, and Z in this ammo drop. You will get what you're given. Basically, as soon as we've got the ammo crate set up with what we believe is a fair amount of ammo to distribute, obviously the ammo count inside there may have to change based on numbers playing. If the entire community turns up, then we're going to have to up the numbers of what's in there, but the basics of what's being provided will always be the same. And as far as I can tell from what we sorted out last night, the majority of standard roles are covered. Yeah. Sapper, AR, marksman, and standard rifleman. Those are covered. So the only thing we would need to increase beyond that is the amount you're getting. And that's pretty much how we believe that we're going to do ammo drops. As we said, it will be a request as well as a schedule. Not all. I've said that, and I think Graham and I have agreed on it. I think Liam as well, that not all schedule requests are going to get actioned. So you can't just go, I've only got 5 mags left when I had 10. Can we not get more ammo? You'll get told to sod off. It's a 24-hour op, and one thing a lot of Reach guys don't do well is ammo conservation. You guys are going to learn this in the 24-hour op. I think you're gonna learn on op how to deal with ammo conservation and how not to hit automatic fire and just waste people with as many rounds as possible.
Aim for the face.
Aim for the face. Headshots for the win. Okay, the next part is the organisation structure of how we're going out. Now, even though Graham, I and Liam are going to be set as Zeus commanders, we are part of the operational structure. We will be sitting at a division command level. We're going to be under the call sign Rogue. We to and fro about our call sign for quite a while, and then I just decided last night that we're going to have this instead. So, hey, if nobody likes it, it's mine. I did it. The Overlord position will be Guardian. Their call sign will be Guardian as per standard op, because that is what we're trying to do here, is maintain standard op procedures for this 24-hour op as we do for a Tuesday night. So that means the platoons will be called Spartan and Viper. But when it comes down to the sections inside the platoons, there will be a bit of toing and froing between the 8-man section system we're using now and the old 2-man fire team section. This is dependent on numbers. That's all it is. It all depends on numbers. If we have a good turnout, or the turnout's large at any point, we will stay with the 8-man sections as we are now. This is going to give you guys the chance to be able to practice the stuff we've done on non-operation nights with section attacks and all this kind of nonsense and all that good fun and all that shit. And then if we split it to 4-man teams, it'll allow you to practice a little bit more, a little less rigidly.
Yeah.
But basically, we as divisional commander are going to have no say on what you guys physically do on the ground. That's going to be down to whoever sits in Guardian and whoever sits in the platoon or platoon leads, depending on numbers. Those guys are literally going to be doing that. All we literally will be doing is pushing the flow of the game in the direction it needs to go, and basically
Right.
keeping the storyline going. And I think that's all there is for organisation. I don't think we need to talk about anything else on there. That's pretty much.
Yeah, the only change to organisation is we've been thrown in at the top. That's
Yeah.
simple. But the last bit is the ROE,
Yeah.
and the ROE hasn't changed.
For those who don't care, the ROE, rules of engagement, is the default ROE, as Graham is saying, the ROE is rules of engagement are the same as this Tuesday. They're exactly the same as a Tuesday. Read it.
Oh,
I didn't write. We didn't write this for nothing. You got to read it.
Sorry. So essentially, don't fire unless fired upon. It is expected that during the operation it will change. It has to change with the length of the op. Not fired until fired upon can really fuck things up. So the ROE can change at the division level, and it will get passed down to you guys. And it won't change at a moment's notice. We'll try and give as much headway as we can.
Yeah.
But that depends on what we get from you guys on the ground in terms of intel. If you don't find the intel that tells us that you've found the bit that gives the story away, then are we going to tell you that you can shoot anyone whenever you want?
No. Yeah. Basically, I mean, the thing is, it's more than likely going to change from objective to objective as it progresses through. The ROE may have to change due to the situation and the factors of what's happened previously or what's going to happen going forward. As we've said, we've got the storyline as it stands. We've got the operations within the missions within the operations, or the objectives within the operations that we have done. But we are taking all operations on the default of only engage when engaged upon. But you guys may end up doing something that we don't expect you to do, which means ROE changes. Because you may have pissed someone off you shouldn't have pissed off. So, yeah.
One sarcastic remark.
Yeah. Could
be warned.
Yeah, guys.
One sarcastic remark, and that friendly faction might just be like, well, I've had enough of this douchebag.
And then the only other thing to talk about, which we haven't written down for this, is the factions involved. There are 7. Is it 7 to count?
At the moment.
There's 7 separate factions involved. These range from gangs, just standard thug street gangs, to amateur and professional military forces, and, well, I don't know how you could put it, organised wankers, really? Yeah, that's pretty much it. And technically, we're not telling you. We kind of know ourselves, but some of these people have allies with others. They are friendly to others, and you may piss someone off that is someone you shouldn't have pissed off. So tread lightly and carry an armored tank division. That sounds good. We like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about in here at all, to be honest. I'm looking at our planning doc, and there's nothing I can think of in the planning doc we can talk about that's not spoilerish but gives you any information. Do you think of anything else? No. Again, if you guys have got questions beyond the video, or if you turned up to the FAQ and you've seen and you've still got questions, PM Graham, myself, or I and ask it, and we'll reply. Granted, I might take a bit longer to reply than most people because I don't really spend that much time in the forums. But certainly I know Graham and Liam are in there quite often.
I'm on them now on my phone.
Sad sack. So that's pretty much it for this video. I think we're sorted on here. I think the only thing really we need to left to mention is that everything we've documented is going to be available after the operation. That includes our planning documentation, the final OOR. Oh, the OOR.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry guys. During the operation, we will be maintaining an OOR, which is an ongoing operational report document. Basically, the document is, and see if I can get it up into the system. Graham, talk about stuff while I do this.
So I had a really nice day the other day.
Okay. Screen capture.
Wow.
Okay, guys, so this is the operational report. Let me bring it up for you. Okay, so this is, as you can see, it's called Operation Barbarossa. I think we've mentioned that at least 100 million times. So this is the ongoing operation report. As it says in here, you guys are free to edit this whenever you want. It's in table format. This is so that drop in, drop out, or people coming in late can read this and basically understand what the hell's going on the ground without somebody on the ground having to stop and brief them, without Guardian or ourselves having to take you through what could be a half an hour brief on what's happened and why it's happened. It's really simple, guys. Put the date and time, real time of what happened. Remember, guys, the times are in GMT. So anybody who's not in the UK, remember to convert it back to GMT, please. Your role you were in, your name, it can be shortened, what action happened, what the result was, and if any effect came through. But guys, keep it concise. Don't write War and Peace. Just keep it really concise and simple. And that is the OR for you guys to do it. We will then release that as an AAR after the op, which will probably not happen until Monday or Tuesday because we're going to be dead.
To be honest,
you know,
just because the OR is essentially just a document. I'll probably put it up on the forums 5 seconds after we finish the op.
Yeah. So yeah. But I think that covers everything, guys. If you watched this, thank you very much. If you didn't, why the fuck not? You know. But we love you people. Remember, this op is for you guys, not for us. We're having a lot of fun planning it, but this op is for you guys, and it is, as we said, a test bed on the FAQ. If this goes well or works well, we will be planning others. We'll probably, if this does actually work and goes through, I think we're going to be doing a second one near the end of the year.
Yeah.
And more than likely, I think if we can get it planned correctly and we get the time, I think we're going to probably end up doing it for charity. But that's kind of still up in the air because there's so much to be done if we head down that way. It's going to be this is a bit of a huge test bed. It could succeed massively or fail completely. We don't know. It's kind of up to you guys of whether you feel that this has been beneficial or not. But we're looking forward to it.
Oh God, yeah.
You know, we're looking forward to it. I hope you are. Guest invites, guys. Remember, you can invite your friends. Just make sure you brief them up on how to use AGM or ACE if we've moved on from them. But at the moment, I can't see us being on ACE by then. It's just taking too long.
TFR as well, for the love of God.
Yeah, brief guys on TFR. If you guys are stuck with TFR, give any of the instructors on B who are basic or any of the guys who know what they're doing with TFR how to use TFR. There's a lot of stuff guys don't normally do, which is the additional channel stuff, which is really helpful, especially for the platoon leads. But the guys that are in there do that. For roles, if you guys fancy sitting in a role, don't be scared to take the role. This operation, although it is a proper operation, do not be afraid to take a lead role if that's what you think you want to try. You can drop out and let someone else take over anyway through the mission. You don't have to be trained to be the role you're in. We're not putting that rule in as a standard op. So
yeah, as long as there's someone who is trained in the same capacity, i.e. medic.
Yeah.
As long as there's a trained medic somewhere, we're good.
Yeah. I think medics are kind of a separate entity, to be honest. But if we're looking for people who normally just play rifles, but they fancy being an AAR or a grenadier, or they want to try marksman, or they want to try leading or 2IC, then feel free to sign up for that, guys, when we put the sign up sheet in, which will be about a week before the op, I think. And we'll probably update in the launcher about a week or 2 weeks before. I believe that
soon trademark.
Yeah, hashtag soon. So yeah, I think we're looking at training the Storm volunteers because a couple of the aircraft are huge. They're not easy to fly, and we don't want you crashing them because we will not be supplying the assets that we've already deemed anymore. We won't be giving any more assets out other than what's being put out. We're not going to give any more assets out than that. I think we're done. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about it. But as I said, if you get any questions, ask us. We'll surely answer them, guys. And thanks for watching again.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
I need a haircut.
Yeah, you scruffy fucker. I'm still recording. You've got the opening line, Graham.
Okay.
Welcome, everyone.
Recording. Fuck you.
Ha ha ha! I stole your thunder. Ha ha ha. Okay.
Game faces. Right.
Instantly corpsing. Good job, everybody. GG.
Oh, fucking bloopers. Yay.
Yay, we're great at this shit. Pros. Forums, it's in there. Okay, so we're going... Reach is going to deploy to the Baltic island of Tavinia. No, Taviana. I knew I'd fuck that up. Okay, so we're going to talk about...